Welcome to this new video. I wrote a book and here it is. I'm gonna be talking to you about the book today because it's a really big project of mine that came to life, and I will also be sharing with you some tips to help you take action on what you want. So let's get started. I had been wanting to write a book for quite a while, and writing wasn't completely new to me because I'd been writing film scripts, but I had never written a book and I had never published anything. And in February 2023, I got the idea to write a book that would be a self-help book that would help the reader to actually get to the next level of their life. I began writing the book in the following weeks in the form of a guide, and then in July 2024 this year, I finally published the book on Amazon. I self-published it. And it is such a beautiful thing when you go from having something in your mind, from something being part of your imagination, to actually coming to life and becoming like something that you can actually touch, that you can actually experience. It's a beautiful process of creation and manifestation. As a mindset coach and hypnotherapist, a lot of the people who come to me, especially women, come to me because they have been feeling stuck in their circumstances and they want to bring a change. Maybe they've been wanting to feel more confident and to love and accept themselves more, but they've not been able to do it. Maybe they've wanted to change some of their circumstances, but they've not been able to take action. And sometimes they've had passion projects and goals, big desires, but they've never actually taken action on them. They've been holding themselves back. And when they come to me, it's because they really want something to start shifting. They're fed up, essentially. Fed up of feeling stuck, of feeling unhappy and unfulfilled. So this is the topic of Create a Brighter Tomorrow. It is to help you design your future, the future that you actually desire, while also building and experiencing a fulfilling and joyful present. Because that's a mistake that we tend to do, is to focus so much on our future goals that we actually forget to take care of the present moment and to enjoy it and cherish it. And when we do that, we actually miss so many experiences and life can just pass us by because we've not been in the present and in the moment to actually really enjoy it. So the book is really focusing both on the future and the present. So last July, I published it on Amazon. It's available in Kindle and hardcover format, which you can see here, with a beautiful cover by artist Heather Stillefson. She's an American artist that I've really admired for many years, and I actually asked her if she would like to do the cover, and she agreed, and we collaborated on this. And I'm absolutely thrilled because I've just been admiring her work for so long. If you are interested to check it out, I put the link to the book in the description box. And we come to the topic of today's video, which is to actually help you take action on those goals that you have, to help you put things in place and go from something being a thought to actually coming to life in a physical way. The first tip to take action on what you want is to truly acknowledge the desire that you have. Much too often, people let nudges pass them by. They just ignore them or they brush them off under the carpet. So you really need to be acknowledging that desire. You need to know about it, right? In order to create something, you need to know that you want to create it. It may seem obvious, but it's really something to focus on. The second tip is to brainstorm what your idea really is about. You don't have to jump in straight away, but first start really understanding what your desire really is, what it looks like, what it would feel like, how it could come to life, in which ways. Remember that you don't have to know absolutely everything about it. So when I started writing my book, I started with a structure, a chapter structure. I didn't fully know when I started writing the chapters what the last one was gonna be, or what was going to be in the middle, but I just went with the flow and just trusting my own creative process. The third tip that I have is about motivation. We often wait for motivation to come in before we start acting on something. So sure, at the start, when we're feeling all excited about our project, we may have the motivation, and it's great to act on it. However, you're going to notice then that motivation needs to be maintained so that you follow through with your project. And regular motivation is something that needs to be worked on. You need to create the motivation, not just wait for it to fall on your lap. So take those regular actions on your goals. It's easier to keep a momentum going when you're taking regular actions than taking a big break and then you have to start from scratch again. So create this momentum. Don't wait for the motivation. Create it by taking regular action. Another thing that I love doing that really helps with action taking is to set a nice environment in which you're going to take that action. So of course, I don't know which goal you want to take action on at the moment. For me, it's the book here, and it's some film projects that I have, or some things connected to my business. But whatever it is, I'm sure you can set a nice environment for yourself to act on those things. So what I love doing when I was writing the book was to actually go to my favorite coffee shop and write from there, or brainstorm from there. Or if I was working from home, I would go to my desk and maybe put some nice background music, and I would make a nice hot drink. So I would make my environment as nice as possible. If your environment is also very messy and you feel a bit overwhelmed in that environment, tidy it up. Just make it nice for yourself. Okay, so my next tip is about those times when you may really put a lot of pressure on yourself because you feel scared. Maybe you're scared that you're not going fast enough, that what you want is not going to happen, that you're not good enough. When you put pressure on yourself, you're going to notice that you're going to be a lot less productive, even if you're spending a long time on your goals. So here is something that I learned recently and that I've started applying to the current project that I'm working on. It is, when you feel pressure, to set 15 to 30 minutes in the morning to do some work on your project. 15 to 30 minutes, okay? So it's not a long, overwhelming period of time, it's really short. And I found that it works really well with me, so I really recommend you to try it. Because it's the morning, so your subconscious mind is gonna be pretty responsive, and you're gonna see that you may get more inspiration in those moments. And because it's a short period of time, when self-doubt may start coming in, or when you start really questioning things, it's actually time to stop for the day. And that may seem counterproductive, but it really isn't, because you know that the next morning you're going to go back to it, and you're going to go back to it fresh. And I want you to understand as well that even when you're not consciously focusing on something, your subconscious mind got the instruction to get inspiration, to get the next step, to think without you consciously knowing it about that project that you're working on. So your subconscious is still going to be working during the day and the night. So you may see that you're going to have a lot of fresher ideas the next morning as well. So do this every morning, or almost every morning, and at the end of the week you can do a little check-in. It's going to help you get more clarity around your project and see that some foundations are starting to be built. So with those first tips, you may see that it starts feeling great in the moment to act on your goals. And if it doesn't, then can you tell yourself that it is going to feel great once it's done? Once it's done, when you're actually holding it in your hands, or when it's being on the verge of materializing, how great it's going to feel. And that brings me to my next tip, which is to create an appealing vision for your project, for your goal. If the materialization of your project into life does not feel appealing, if it's mixed with fears and a sense of danger and insecurities, your subconscious mind and your body are going to want to take you away from that project, away from making it come to life, because the vision feels very dangerous. Your mind's number one job is to keep you alive, to make sure you survive. So it's going to want to take you away from anything that actually feels threatening and dangerous. So be very mindful about that. How is your vision? Can you make it appealing? Can you make it as safe as possible? The more appealing it is, the more your subconscious mind and body are going to assist you in moving forward. That's really going to help with the motivation as well. And I want to remind you that you're absolutely worthy of feeling fulfilled with the things that you do. I believe that it is a duty that we have towards ourselves to act on what our heart wants. And my last tip is to follow the phase of your life that you're in. What I mean by that is that in some phases you may feel that you really benefit from structure, scheduling, planning, from showing up in quite a masculine energy where things are very structured, when it's a lot about doing at a certain time, on a certain day, etc. And then in some other phases of your life you may be more in a feminine energy where it's going to be more about going with the flow and feeling really open to receiving nudges and intuition and inspiration. So in those times, you may actually prefer really following what feels good and seeing how you feel in the morning and what would feel really fun to do, what would feel really enjoyable to do. So listen to those phases. Don't try to force yourself into one phase if that's not the one that you're in at the moment. And then sooner or later, you will have taken your project from being a thought in your head to actually being something real, something actually tangible. So if you are feeling called to transform your present, to design your future, to start bringing changes in your life, and maybe to start acting on your goals or making those things come to life while really focusing on your mindset, focusing on how much you believe in yourself, on building your sense of self-esteem, of self-confidence, self-worth, there is this guidebook that I wrote. This is a 7-week process that I take you through that is based on my own experience, which is a 10 years plus experience where I've been working on myself a lot, on investing in myself, transforming myself and my life, mixed with my professional experience as a mindset coach and as a hypnotherapist since 2020. If you feel that you would really benefit from reading this book and you want to put this process in place, or if you know someone who would really benefit from it, the link to the book is in the description box. And I am spreading the word because I'm really, really happy and proud of having made this come to life. And I hope that I'm gonna be making a lot more creations materialize. I so appreciate your support and your interest if that is speaking to you. And if you want to share the project that you're working on at the moment that you want to make come to life, I would absolutely love to hear about it and support you. My name is Laetitia. I'm a confidence coach. I use the power of mindset and energetics to help mostly women get to the next level of confidence and success in their personal and professional life. I will see you in the next video. Bye.